So welcome to Inverness in the Spotlight. We're so glad you're joining us this evening. My name is Lace Bloom McLean, and I have the wonderful privilege of having Lora Wilson with us tonight. And we are going to start off with talking a little bit about it's a change of the seasons. I mean, it's March and it's gorgeous out. I've got spring fever. I don't want to be inside. So with it comes wanting to be outside, cleaning in our yards, cleaning up our yards, but it also means bringing out the motorcycles that have been in the garage. And if I remember correctly, Lora, you're an attorney. Not that I remember that you're an attorney, but the last time we spoke, you talked about you do automobile coverage. You examine policies for folks. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you also cover motorcycles?
Well, what I do is I review policies from a legal standpoint. I am an attorney, and my job is to patch people up financially after an accident. I put them back together. A doctor puts them back together physically, and I try to put them back together.
You try to help them with it, like Humpty Dumpty.
Yes. But it is that time of the season, and I thought today maybe I could give some of my best tips as far as for motorcyclists, as far as what type of coverage from a legal standpoint they may want to carry.
Absolutely. So what would you recommend?
Well, one of the things I recommend is medical payment coverage, and medical payment coverage covers somebody if they don't have health insurance. It's very important because motorcycles are not governed under the Florida law, the personal injury protection law.
Okay. So is motorcyclists required to have insurance in order to drive their motorcycles? They are
No.
They are not. Okay,
No.
let's get that clear.
But from my standpoint, personally and legally, I think they do need to carry insurance, and they should carry a lot of insurance. But medical payment coverage is one of the coverages. The other one would be uninsured motorist or underinsured motorist coverage. And in that instance, it protects them if they have an accident with somebody who doesn't have enough coverage, or perhaps they didn't carry any bodily injury type coverage. So it's possible then that they could make a claim from that.
From that, in the event the vehicle that hit them, or God forbid, hit them, didn't have insurance, that they would have that coverage to help them through it.
Right, and my suggestion is that they do carry at least $100,000 in uninsured motorist coverage.
Now, can they get this insurance through a regular insurance company, or do they have to have like the State Farm and Allstate and all the biggies cover? They have insurance for motorcyclists.
Sure, some companies specialize in that type of coverage, but I know for a fact that a lot of the big ones do carry it.
Now, can you tack it on, if you have an automobile, can you tack it on to your...
It would depend on the company.
On the company.
Yes. The other important coverage is collision coverage on a bike. You don't want to rely on the other person or the other individual to carry the property damage coverage. Of course, in Florida, people only have to carry $10,000 in property damage coverage, which may not be sufficient. I mean, you look at the Harley Davidsons, and some of them are worth a lot of money.
Oh yes, some of those Harleys are huge.
Right.
Wow.
But when they carry the collision coverage, they need to make sure they talk to their agent and that they look at the policy very closely, because one thing that the motorcycle enthusiasts love to do is they love to put on a lot of add-ons. Chrome.
Oh, okay. So as
extras.
they accessorize, they need to make sure that that is also covered in their insurance.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because it's possible it may not be, and after you had an accident, that's not the time to find out.
Oh goodness, no. Goodness, no. Goodness, no. Have you had a lot of motorcycles come in and either review your policy, or unfortunately, have you had to help folks put their finances together after a motorcycle accident?
I have not had people take advantage of either a lot of people reviewing their auto policies or their motorcycle policies, and it is something I do as a courtesy. They simply would call my office and speak to my secretary and let them know that they'd like to come in to have their policy reviewed, and she would set aside some time on the calendar for them.
Okay, So you do this as a courtesy just to the community to help folks understand whether or not they have the type of coverage that you really think.
Sure.
So you're not selling insurance. Let's make that clear.
No, not selling insurance.
You're just doing it as a service to the community.
I'm trying to provide a service in some small way.
Great.
So.
All right, so you're talking about, so you review insurance policies. What else does your firm offer? So you specialized in?
Well, again, I handle accident cases, and it could be an accident of any type. And that's the other thing, is that people should speak to an attorney after an accident to make sure that they know what their rights are. I mean, some people, they may get hit by a vehicle on their motorcycle, and the vehicle takes off and they think, well, I don't have a claim, but that may not be true. So they should speak to an attorney and find out what their rights are and what they're entitled to.
Very good. Now, does your review of policies also cover motorhomes?
Well, I wouldn't say no. I would look at it with somebody.
Absolutely,
So.
absolutely. So, how many attorneys do you have in your law firm?
Oh, it's just myself.
So you're
It's
a
a
sole
one-person
practitioner.
operation,
Oh,
yes.
well, that's good.
Yes.
But you've been in the community a long time practicing.
I have been here 15 years, and I get a lot of referrals from prior clients. I try to do a good job for folks and take care of them so that when I've put them back together financially, in the hopes that they will refer somebody to me in the future.
Absolutely. Well, I've only heard great things about you as well.
Thank you.
So, well, and then back to your law firm. So you are located in downtown Inverness. We want to tell our viewers exactly where you're located in case they want to come and take advantage of that policy review. I think I'm going to need to call and make an appointment myself.
Well, I'm located at 408 Lake Street, and that is Inverness. My phone number is 637-1960, and it's just a little bit off, a little bit from the downtown area there, tucked away behind the courthouse.
Very good, very good. So what are some of the other things that you're involved in the community? I know you're a working mom, you're a wife, you're a mom, you're an attorney. Whew,
Do I look frazzled? Well, I do participate in Rotary, and that's a great club to be involved in. In fact, we were just busy over the past couple weeks out at the Whispering
That's right,
Pines.
couple weeks, and that would be the Rotary of Inverness Club,
That's
right?
true, yes. And also with Suncoast Business Masters.
Very good, very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
I hope the
Thank
viewers
you.
will take advantage of Laura's offer to have your insurance policy reviewed and make sure it's all up to date, or just make sure that you're on the path that you need to be going. So thank you for staying with us, but stay tuned. We have yet 2 more segments to stay with Inverness in the Spotlight.